told you earlier was triggered by your letter inviting the committee to join you in the field. After careful consideration, the committee found itself unable to do so due to the difference in mandate, lack of clarity on the method of operation, and the heavy workload already before us under Rule 188, including the backlog of over the 5,000 reports. However, the committee resolved that instead of going to the field together with you immediately, at this stage we should have this interaction. It is therefore my pleasure to invite you, Honorable Minister, to address this committee. You may use this opportunity to brief us on how you see us working as a single team in the field, given the fact that our constitutional law is to carry out oversight on the work of your ministry. I now officially declare this interface meeting open and invite you to make your remarks. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, and which has the national objectives and directives and principles of state policy. That is before Article 1. The national objectives and constitution is marching orders to the state, setting out the principles and goals of which Uganda must be governed. Principle 26, we have what we call accountability under XXVI. I, all public officers shall be held in trust of the people. I too, all persons placed in position of leadership and responsibility shall in their work be answerable to the people. 311, that is II triple, all lawful measures shall be taken to expose, combat, eradicate corruption and abuse of misuse of power by those holding political or other political offices. Article 113, subsection 3, a cabinet minister shall have responsibility for such functions of government as the president may from time to time assign him or her.
Procedure, yes.
Maybe, Madam Chair, you will have to give me time to introduce myself later. But
now,
right away, Rastaman Musila John, blessings. Just that's so, right, Honorable Chair, the Minister is reading from a text which we don't have, and that is the procedure issue I wanted to raise, so that we move together. I don't know whether...
Honorable Musila.
Yeah, thank you.
What I'm reading is in the Constitution, and I believe everyone has his Constitution with us. Thank you very much.
When we are being
downward, we have oversight committees at parliamentary level, at district level, we have park at district. All these systems have been there. When I took over this ministry with my colleague and the people we met in the ministry, we found there was a boil that was boiling that we needed to pierce. Just like you mentioned, you have 5,000 reports. What action was taken that I don't know? You've clearly stated it, Honorable Minister, that the minister, who is not me at the time, was supposed to present to Parliament or let Parliament the different park reports from each district. I've been a minister for, this is my 90th day. It's good that those reports are there. We shall study and go through them. But the most important thing, we have auditors, we have everybody at the district. Government every day sends money not only to Masindi district where I hail from, but to Katakwi, to Kamuli, to Iganga, to all districts equally. In instances like road fund, it sent all these places. We have auditors in place, we have engineers in place, but what are they doing? The case backlog can be expedited. That is very good. The Auditor General's report, we've been looking at it, and also we get information on ground. The campaign we are on now is a people-led. People are demanding for accountability. People are saying, you people, you send to us money. The president, you've been sending us road fund. What is the money doing? Our roads are dying. People are claiming Uganda government is sponsoring UPE students in city schools built by government, like the one I visited the other day in Maracha, at a cost of 2.8 billion. But on the same of that, still private students, government students who go to the school are paying 220,000 in a district where you have a RDC, you have a DISO, you have all these people. So many other things are on ground that needed urgent attention. If we go to Parliament that I remain in office, our ministry, luckily enough, we are 2 ministers. One minister will be working on these administrative things. Since she's a member of Parliament, I will remain on ground to remove the pus in the boil, to treat it with warm water and salt, put out bacteria to avoid getting a cancer. For the last 40 years, the president has been very kind and polite. In his remarks at the beginning, when he was taking over office this term, he said this term is a term of no sleep, no more sleep, no more patience, no more politeness, and no more corruption. Whatever we have done, I'm happy that I've shared a report with the Honorable Chair, a classified report, which she says I can give all of you, and I would request, since it is not addressed to you, read it for your understanding of what is on ground. What I'm doing what we call sample. You go to a district. I think I've gone to Nameere. I did not have a direction of what I'm going to do in Nameere. But I reached Nameere, 10,000 people were waiting to welcome me. I'd already notified the member of parliament, the Rasta man, that I'll be coming. So we met people where I didn't have even a rally meant to be, but they were standing that they have had a minister is in another constituency, but there is a bridge where I normally pass. So they were waiting near a bridge and a school to cry out. But we have a chairperson, LC5. The system in the local government has been sleeping. That's the right word I can say. We have a complete system. It's broken down. Now, to work that system, we need to check them. If we don't check them and I remain on the floor of parliament to make better presentations to you members of parliament, I will be wasting time. Every year, I will come and lay what they have told me in the district, but they are not telling you the truth. And as of you members of parliament, you are fearing these thugs in the district because they are accumulating too much money. I'm not a member of parliament, but I'm a member of parliament for Uganda as an ex-official. So they don't vote for me. The one who votes for me is the president. I must, with your support each one of you in your different constituencies to make sure things work out. Because I went to the deputy speakers. Deputy speaker is the head of the vice chair of parliament. He told me clearly, the engineer John Baptist of Mitoma has been a problem. I've complained to Honorable Rafael Majeza. I've complained to everybody. But because there is the Local Government Act, where the district local government, the district service commission appoints somebody, so the all minister can do is investigate, PS interdict, all those other things. But the solution has remained, the problem has remained. Honorable Kainda Otafire, the general, the Minister of Internal Affairs then, now the Minister of Environment, Kira told me the last financial year, we received 1.something billion for the road. No single meter of road was worked on in my constituency. Now, if you fear the technical people at the district, let me not fear them for you. Let me sort them for you. I'm not witch hunting anybody. When I started with Mbale, Honorable Chair, I went to Mbale district. I went to the referral hospital of the district called Busiu. I found a husband to a fellow colleague, honorable colleague, a member of parliament of Mbale. The husband is a DHO in the district. This DHO, with his cleverness, he went to Bongoko Central, a fat-rich constituency. There is a Nayuku Health Center. They put 7 ghost staff, earning salary, the remote area, the place is packed. When I reached the health center at 9 a.m., there was 1 gatekeeper and 1 nurse, and then there were patients, over 30. I asked them, when does the in-charge clinical officer come? You see, if we don't do these spot checks, our system will collapse on us. So when I insisted that give me the duty rota, show me when you work, who's working when. When does this person, how come they have ticked them every day they have worked? To have been the first person at the health center. How come everyone has reported for duty that they have gone for outreach? I asked which outreach. So he called, give me the number of one of them. Where are you? I'm at home. What are you doing? I'm chilling. He didn't know he was talking to a minister. But he told him he has gone for outreach and he has signed. So I asked State House and Corruption and CID and DPP. I was with them on the team. I told them, now, in this scenario, what do we do? Said, Honorable, this is thuggery. These people are not here. Let's make an audit. So they made an audit. They said there is a problem here. In a nearby center called Naiuku, I found a primary school next with 1,480 people registered. Only 700 people were on duty, were in class. When I asked the headmaster father, when I pressed the headmaster father, he said, we have 1,400. I asked the headmaster, they are all in class? Yes, Honorable Minister. They are all there and they are happy, they are all learning. The teachers are there. I said, okay. He didn't know that I can count. So I told him this will take me about 5 minutes. I'm a business, but I know how to count. I did my numbers. Now, headmaster, let's have teachers at the door. I'm going to count one class by one class. At the end of count, I had 701. I asked him, so where are the others? That he started now fidgeting. Honorable, can I talk to you? Can I have a meeting with you? Honorable, can I do this? I said, how much does government give you capitation grant? How much are you filing to get money from government? That is a sample of one school. I discovered 886 people have never registered in that school, but they're getting capitation grant. Who's losing? Don't we have PAC of the district? Don't we have DISO? Don't we have inspector of school? Don't we have education officer? It will take me 146 days to finish 146 district, but the district I live wakes up. I believe Nameere is not the same as it was when before I came there. Is it the same? So when I come to Mukono, the chairperson will be happy. When I went to Kabarole, I think the woman MP must be telling you, there is no district that I've gone and I leave a district as it was. When I come to Aswa, I will sort for you what is hard. 2, I went to Busuyu, the referral hospital of Mbali. The government put 19 workers, 3 casuals, cleaners and gatekeepers, etc. 16 nurses and 3 doctors. 7 midwife and nurses have never reported to the health center. They were appointed on the same day, given study leave on the same day, without reporting at the institution, at the station. But we have all these people, you've been sending them, you send all these people, they go there. So when a minister goes on ground, it is different from when you send institutions. I believe I should not be corrupted. I don't think Honorable Numbers will be corrupted when you make an ambush in your school where you know there are ghosts and you count. It is your duty. It is a duty of everyone, like I've read for you under the Constitution, that every Ugandan, under Article 17 of the Constitution, it is a duty of every citizen of Uganda to protect, preserve public property, to combat corruption and misuse or wastage of public property or resources. Honorable Namboze and the committee members, I believe what we are doing is to support the system, to awaken the system. When I wanted to stand for a member of parliament, I went to my chairperson of the party. I told him, Your Excellency, I would like to go and compete. My people are telling me you go and compete. They will vote for me. He said, I've been seeing your rallies, but young people, you are misled. You don't know why I appointed you. Did the Banyoro know you before I made you a minister? Yes. Why didn't they tell you that time that to go and stand as a member of parliament? Said, I want you to support me. I'm 81 years old. We have done our part as the revolutionaries. So you, the young people, come and be our backup in the 76,000 villages, in 146 districts, in 10 cities, in over 29 municipalities, in 2,000 plus sub-counties. We must work. We must support these, our fathers and our parents, the fighters. So, Honorable, I believe I can read for you maybe a small thing here. Distinguished officials, ladies and gentlemen, the Minister of Local Government is grateful for this opportunity to appear before the committee and to engage in a discussion on measures to strengthen accountability in local governments. The Ministry values Parliament oversight role and appreciates the committee's continued engagement on matters of governance, financial management, and service delivery. The Ministry has undertaken several measures to strengthen accountability, improve accountability, functionality, and support better service delivery across local government. These interventions have focused on staffing, supervision, leadership development, policy guidance, performance improvement, project implementation, revenue mobilization, and follow-up on national priority programs. On staffing, the Ministry coordinated recruitment for key positions in local government and at the center, contributing to an increase in staffing for critical posts in local government from 60% in June 2022 to 70% in June 2026. While staffing at the Ministry headquarters reached 91%, the Ministry is continuing to pursue the target of 75% staffing for heads of department, 65% for other categories of staff in local government. The Ministry also carried out an induction and orientation program for newly appointed technical officers, chief administrative officers, town clerk, chairpersons, mayors, in order to strengthen leadership compliance and operationalize effectiveness. In addition to the strategic guidance and management training program was organized to the chief administrative officers, while quarterly meeting for all cows and town clerks have continued to serve as a platform communicating policy, reviewing implementation, progress, and follow-up. I think it is on that point 4 when I invited you, the Honorable Chair of the committee, and members of the committee to join us for that induction, which was held at Imperial Royal Hotel a week ago. That was aimed at communicate our position on what we need to do as a local government. That was the intention of having that meeting. The Minister has also conducted sector-based engagement with the planners, internal auditors, engineers, education officer, health officer, human resource officers, and other key technical staff in support of compliance and service delivery circular and guidelines have been issued on corruption prevention, reporting obligation, parish development model implementation, local government public accounts committee, service commissions, misuse of government equipment, and other operational matters. The Minister has also continued to coordinate implementation of parish development model through technical guidance, public awareness inspection, follow-up on compliance issues, and documentation of success stories. To date, over 3 trillion has been disbursed to 10,589 parishes, with each parish receiving approximately 300 million. It is now 400 million because it's 4 years since the program started. The Ministry supported nationwide awareness on radio stations, 5 TV stations, documentation success stories from 54 local government, and conducted compliance inspection, supervision, and follow-up in 120 local governments. Under the Kisanja No Sleep, His Excellency the President has intensified the political and technical accountability through field-based supervision by ministers across Bugisu. Now we are done, we are doing sample of 3 to 4 districts in every sub-region. Renzori sub-region will be this weekend. West Nile I did 3. Last week I delegated Honorable Nameere to represent in Budaka. These visits are making our system wake up. I know there are a couple of mistakes on ground, but perfection, the more we work, is the more we shall improve operationalization of these things. And we are working in partnership. When I go on ground, I don't move as a minister of local government. I am accompanied by an officer from DPP, an officer from CID, a team from State House and Corruption, and a legal person from Office of the President or from the President, where we meet even the technical people at the district. We begin with meetings with the district leadership, where members of parliament and ministers from those respective places are invited. So we always do consultation. And sometimes now for Honorable Nameere, for her, she worked with the IGG's office. Now, under the Kisanja No Sleep, like I mentioned, we are trying to do checking on infrastructure, market, facility, roads, health, education service, and local revenue initiatives. I would like to inform you that Honorable Betty, the chairperson, Chala Chireke, this weekend I went to Pakwach, where government budgeted for 900 million to do 1 kilometer of low surface cheap surface road. I found the engineer had done 10 meters, but he had used all the money. He had only 12 million. When I asked him where is the money, he said money. So now I said, now we have all these systems. You have a CFO, you have a cow, you have RDC, you have DISO. For heaven's sake, for how long are we going to lose money under impunity? So when people act with impunity, take them on. If you remain making reports and putting them in parliament that we act, the Auditor General has made several reports, no action taken. The corrupt are smart, they will run and get a good law firm to defend them. The people we arrested, I will read for you a summary of a few people that we have arrested who have appeared in anti-corruption court. They did not spend 2 weeks. They have not spent 2 weeks in Ruzira. They have been given bail. What is happening with bail? Whatever we are doing. So it will be, it's not a Barugahara model or Balam model. It is for all Ugandans. And I'm happy that your voters, the voters that give the president the mandate to appoint me also, the same voters who give you the mandate to become members of parliament, are now demanding for accountability. In a district local council like Isingiro, the cow chased away the press from all council sittings. Why do you chase away the press? The press should be there the same way, Honorable. You have press in your committee to report what we have budgeted, what we discussed, whether we fought. So whenever we leave these people do whatever they are doing. In Isingiro, they were rated the best district. Ask anyone from Isingiro if Isingiro is the best district. So there is corruption in the awarding committee. The people doing the supervision that they have come to a district and they make Isingiro #1 forever. When you become #1, you earn 300 million. The committee coming to award you a number, you give it 100 million and they make you #1. With no mattresses in hospital, with no teachers on the ground, with a dam where government has spent money in one of the sub-county, a dam working meant to supply water in 3 villages, working on one farm, one person's farm. So if a minister remains in office that we have these people, they are giving us, they are supporting us, even the president, I believe, is going to make some changes in the nearby future. Because we must have people on the ground who are willing to work. If you are an intelligence officer, I should not wait for a minister to come out, people stop him and tell him, Honorable, you come and say toilet. A sub-county in Maracha where they used 100 million. A toilet where they are telling they spent 20 million. A school in Kasese, 2 weeks ago, they posted a small toilet that it is a kitchen. When I posted it, I said, Kasese, I'm coming. It took them 14 days to put a nice kitchen, expand it, leave the tank, paint it, expecting the minister to go to Kasese this Friday. I mean, let us do what we can. My work is to kuzuksa. Let me kuzuksa the system. Things will be totally different. We shall go head on. Then the people who are working, I want to ask you, honorable members, in Mbarara district, where I don't know who comes from Mbarara here, Mbarara city, the mayor, the town clerk of Mbarara, chased away the procurement officer, sent away the CFO that is insane. He declared the CFO insane. She has been appointing someone to do the procurement. She makes the payment.
You wind up.
I'm trying to wind up. I'm giving you just a snapshot. If I don't give you a snapshot, Honorable Chair, I request for another 10 minutes. Mbarara, you take over a role of all the 3 positions. How will you combat corruption? They gave a road to make into Uchira Road. They missed out 200 meters. In the quotation or in the contract signed by Solicitor General, they added at the time of payment 216 million. You have auditors, you have park of the district, you have all these things working. So we should show these people that we know what you are doing, and we shall come for you, and it will not be a polite way the polite way they know. It will not be the same polite way. This generation is totally different. This system is totally different. Let us be remembered that we stood for the country. They may think we are doing the wrong, but the corrupt do the wrong, and they want to be held in a right way. We shall not. I went to Bulambuli. There's a toilet, pit latrine, without a pit. But it's a pit latrine, quoted 73 million, properly roofed, commissioned by RDC. What thuggery is that? You commission a toilet, and 73 million is spent without a pit, and you're calling it a pit latrine. So I said, what if this RDC wanted to go for a short call, and he enters that toilet? Oh, he gets diarrhea, and he enters that toilet. What would happen to that toilet? What would happen there? Would he go on that cement and then says, where's the hole? What is it? Why can't we do due diligence as people working in the district? You have councillors, you have all these powerful people. So corruption is syndicated. And the way it's syndicated, I will take it on because I don't expect an envelope from any of them. I don't need an envelope from a cow. I don't need any facilitation. I've told Mr. Kumumanya, the PS, that the politeness president has told you several times. In Chankwanz, he told you, no more politeness. You either do your job as a PS to tell your people that they are coming for you, or we shall go for them. How many cows have you interdicted so far? Is there anyone interdicted without a reason? Are others not waking up? So we should stop being polite on these thieves. Everyone should do his work. Why should a cow spend 1 billion without supervising a road, the road they worked on? Honorable Numbers and committee members in Bulambuli, which is a mountainous area, the president has provided government has provided 1 million per family. People who are doing PDM. In Bulambuli, I think they have now received close to 18 billion under PDM. These are mountainous places where farmers go to the mountain to work. So to bring their harvest, they must use those maram roads. I give you money to go and put maram. You bring ready loam soil, pour it on the road. Then a minister, good enough, I asked Honorable Simon Mulonge, fellow minister from Bugisu, accompany me to the inspection. As we are moving on a hill, his shoe remains in the mud. So I asked him, so Honorable, is this your maram, how your maram works? The mud to hold the shoeless. I said, now to hold your soul. I said, now I think now you know what has brought me here. Then the engineer said, that is maram. I said, okay, Honorable Fred Yamukama, can you give me some engineers? A team comes from Kampala. Take lab samples at 5 spots. Bring to a laboratory. 0% of maram. And you will see that case when it goes to court. They will say the man has no case. They will tell him go home. And the thuggery continue. Interdiction is 6 months. So the system of interdicting officers for 6 months, I don't think it will work. So what we are going to do, since you are the PAC of local government, I will propose to you very soon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We are going to change the law. And we make simpler decision making. If court is failing us, if the prosecutors are failing us, let us do a disciplinary committee in a given district. They gave you money to build 3 classrooms, you built 1. We do, Local Government Amendment Act. We put those things. We should hold meetings in the parishes or in the village where a crime has been committed. And we call a committee, we budgeted as government to build 3 classrooms. This money built 1, the other money is not accounted for. What do we do for him? Sir, did you do it? Did you receive the money? Yes. So what do you want us to do? Forgive me. No. No job. We have children, Honorable Bachireke, who have graduated. They are jobless because nobody knew them. Because nobody has connected them. Because they don't want to sleep with the service commission. They don't have 20 million to buy a job. So this district service commission is another problem. Another nightmare. Another nightmare. And members, this one, support me, we fight it. Service commission, they have mastered it. They have someone they call the service commission secretary who manages the finances. And then you touch them, they run to equal opportunity. Equal opportunity, there is someone there in equal opportunity who listens to them all the time and he gives them breathing space. That time has also come to an end. So, Honorable Chair and committee members, our move is to stop the wound from becoming a cancer. It will be done in that formula we are doing it. We are not using, like I want to inform you members of parliament, Honorable Kumumanya didn't have a budget for public address system. But a minister where he's going, the people are welcoming him. He didn't have budget for monitoring barazas, those barazas you are seeing. So I thought maybe I would also go and maybe use a small public address system in their council hall to speak to a few people. But when you enter a council hall, before you leave, like from Barara you have seen and all these other places, Maracha, people are waiting, people are annoyed. People, they ate their bridge money, people, they ate their school, people are paying school fees, more money than they were paying before UPE was introduced. In a government school in Iganga, they are charging 100,000 for a primary school. But don't we have all these people in place? It's UPE. In Mbale, Mpoma Secondary. Mbale Mpoma Secondary, Honorable Chair, the secondary government of Uganda gives it 150 million. Another one, Mbale High, they are getting about 300 million per year. We have paid 28 teachers. In another one, you have given 56 teachers. They are charging parents 300 without food for a day scholar. So what we are doing is for the good of the common man. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. Mr. PS.
Maybe before the PS speak, I would like to give 2026. Each member will get a copy. Then also I would like to give you Client Charter 2025-2026. Then I would like to give you our strategic plan 2025-2026, 2029-2030.
Thank you. Now, Mr. PS, I will request you, there are some guidelines that the committee has been coming up, that your ministry has been coming up with. There are some guidelines on PDM, whatever, which we cannot really access on the market. Can you please arrange to send them to members? Yesterday I was reviewing a number of reports and I saw people referring to them, but I could not get those guidelines anywhere. Continue giving us more literature. Mr. Minister, would you mind if you allow our assistant to assist you? Thank you for being... You see, the man 81 years told him, man, I'm feeling tired, go and do that thing for me. So thank you, Mr. Minister. The political supervisor, fine, good. But you are the technical supervisor of the ministry. May I know, first of all, when you came to the ministry?
2016 December.
16. So you have been there for a while, and you have heard all what he has been saying. Most probably you accompany him to some of these. Would you mind if now you address this committee on the technical? You had there's issues I raised because the minister is a politician and he has given the political accountability. Now give us the technical accountability.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Members. First, I must mention that, like the Minister said, decentralization was captured in the Constitution. There is a Local Government Act, and many organs were given responsibilities to cause the system to work. But somewhere, somehow, all the systems did not work. And I think when His Excellency says no more sleep, I think it's a confirmation that for one reason or the other, many systems were not working. For example, when I came in, I found there were even no staff in local governments. And so we said, before you do anything, you must have staff. So we have been fighting all the time to make sure we have staff. That was one intervention. The second intervention, we found that log parks, these parks, they were not doing anything. So we now trained them. We have trained them last year, 24, 25. We found that small equipment like even printers and computers were not even available. So we mobilized resources. We were able to give printers to planners. We were able to give printers to CFOs, internal auditors. So over the period, we have been building the capacity. And we can say that now the people are there, the trainings have been done, the equipment has been given, For example, one of the issues was that an LC3 chairperson cannot even check on a road or a bridge because they don't have how to reach there. So we looked for resources and provided motorcycles for them. The whole idea was that we stop any excuse. Now last year, because we had also another debate, LC5s would say, you want me to go to bridges, you want me to go to schools, how do I go there? We mobilized resources, we provided a pickup for each of the LC5s. So what I can say that now there is no excuse. And that's why the minister can go in and you have not had anyone complaining. They know that they were trained, they were equipped, they are in place, they have resources are being given, and therefore it is time to separate the wrong and the right. And that's why we are supporting this move wholesomely to make sure that we now clean up. But also 3 years ago, we came to Parliament and said it's time to review decentralization, change what is not working, and leave what can work. But I wish to report that that was never honored. We had already seen that there is a problem. These systems are not giving us the results that we need. And we wanted to open it, it gets discussed, so that people can give new views of how we can manage service delivery. But of course, I have also to mention that wrongs are there, but of course, if you go in the countryside, you will find also that some people have been able to do some good work. I normally quote an example of Health Center 3 at Sofia in Busia municipality. This was a place which was just in place as a place for Magendo, for cross-border trade. But decisions were made, and that facility is
I tell you, one time, I had an health center 2 at Goma. It is located at a place called Inyanja. Best health center 2 in the country. I was overjoyed, and I went to inspect and to honor the staff, and my people had been classified as the best. Do you know what I found there? That the health center had no toilet, but it was the best. I had to use my personal money to build a toilet for the health center. So these are your best. You are saying there is a health center here which was the best. Mine was rated the best without a toilet. And then it was the best, by the way. So the issue of being the best, talk about the facilities that on the ground.
Chair, information.
The minister, now as you guide, I want to guide you. The minister has painted a picture of, failure. And you have been in the ministry for 10 years. They are interdicting cows, engineers, nurses, assistant nurses, messengers, security guards. You are the head of the technical service in that ministry. So address this committee particularly in that line. It is not the picture, all explaining really, justify, give reasons why you think that you should not be the one to be interdicted first.
Yeah, thank you. Honorable, I can say is the system has very many actors. And I think, and I completely support the statement of the minister, not even now, but since he came in. And all these actors that are in the law, somewhere, somehow, did not do their job. So it needed a time to have like the minister come and question all this. Because all these agencies and government systems and operators have been around, but they have not raised it. So I think what we can do going forward is to really appraise what the minister has done and put in place all that it needs and takes to correct these things. So that's what I can say, because we have been moving, but the question, moving at what percentage? But I think the most important thing is that the time for restructuring, the time for policy reform, the time for legal reform is now. Because for us, we saw it, but we needed resources. We did not get resources to do that reform. But now, let us do the reform, restructure, remove what doesn't work, and put what works so that we make sure we can serve the people of Uganda. But otherwise, Auditor General has been in place, IGG has been in place, all these institutions have been in place, and reports have been there. So it would even be not fair to blame one person out of that system and say it is this person who must answer the shortcomings of these issues. I submit, Chair.
Interdicting cows. When you were the chief, and the minister is saying, I'm waking up, sleep, people, lot in the system, and true. Every one of us here agrees that that is what is happening. And you are our technical arm. For us politicians, we observe, but we don't touch the money. If you have a ministry, under your ministry, a pit latrine without a pit is being launched, and you are saying that it is a failure of the system, not you, your office. Whom did you interdict before the minister raised this?
Chair, out of those 10, 7 were already interdicted under various. We have interdicted 3 right now. But what I want to submit to Honorable Chair and members is that time for reform is now. Because, I mean, you would wait for Auditor General's report to come. It comes every year. You would wait. But also, most importantly, the minister has helped to break the odds and said there is no need to wait for anybody. For me, let me move. But I want to report this committee that restructuring is a solution, because all those institutions that were put in place by law have failed the system more than the ministry, because the ministry was building the local government system to be there. But there are those who are meant to check all these issues. So I think, to me, the good news is that the minister has made a clarion call that join in, let everybody join in, and we now do things differently, and we achieve results for this country. And we have given him full support and the Minister of State to make sure that this move becomes successful and results on ground. We are not only interdicting cows. The minister has actually gone into wherever there are deficiencies, and we give instruction for interdictions, and the interdictions are going on. Interdictions is just a message of saying, first step aside. Then they investigate. And then when they finish investigating, then we can take whoever takes the blame. So I submit.
Thank you. Now, we are going to open this. The members will now.
And I knew that before I heard you speak. Honestly, from your speech and that of the minister, I don't want to say that I have dropped my thinking, but I think there is a problem. Honorable Minister, I am personally an advocate. I have dealt with most of these issues at the defense level. There is a problem which is institutionally developed. Before I give my colleagues a chance to ask, just allow me to give a few remarks. There is the district DPACs, District Public Accounts Committees. And Section 88 gives the powers to the District Council to appoint the DPACs. The chairperson of the district, LC5, will choose his campaigning agent to be the chairperson of the District Public Accounts Committee.
Even a service committee.
Exactly. And you can imagine where you choose your best friend to come and ask and audit your performance. Automatically, there is nothing that will help. We have a system, a local government system that mirrors the national. In Parliament, these accountability committees are headed by the opposition parties. It is not practical to do that at district local governments. But I have a proposal, Honourable Minister, that as the PS and you have indicated that you're looking at amendments of the law, I mean, I think the Local Government Act, we can put a proposal that the losing chairperson of the LC5 or party, in the case of independent candidate, the person. In the case of the losing, where there are multi-party competition, the losing party appoints the district public accounts committee members. This will help to tackle that problem. It will not cause confusion because in Parliament it's working. I believe it can work. The confusion that may come up may actually be the solution to what is happening. There is a syndicated corruption system that everyone in the system is briefed that you've come to it. We have even vernaculized and created proverbs for corruption. Embuzi eryawe bagisibye. That's a corruption proverb that got its where it's tied. Mr. Minister, I was personally not happy with your operation at first, because I thought you're targeting very small people, an askari, a nurse. I'm looking forward to see you handle this table here. This table here.
Vice Chair.
My person in Igang municipality will be very happy that the minister is actually working. But where you go for a cow, which cow is being supervised by the PS and very many other commissioners and directors, without having an issue with the ministry, I think you will seem to be targeting small fish. If you really acknowledge as government now that there is corruption in the system, why don't you set up an inquiry, a commission of inquiry into the ministry? Let's begin with the Minister of Local Government. We'll do a commission of inquiry. We have had many commissions of inquiries. We had one of lands. We have had several others. All government people acknowledge that there is actually too much corruption, which has been institutionalized. So I suggest that request the president to set up a commission of inquiry into the corruption scandals, or the corruption in the entire system. We can begin with the government, and then probably we go and handle all the other ministries. Madam Chair, just I have a few small questions to the ministry here.
In 2 minutes, Mr.
We acknowledge that you have given the government and your ministry a vote of no confidence by your performance, Mr. Minister. And I don't know how your colleagues are really looking at you, but I believe no one is happy, because you see, the system has been set up that you who fights corruption become the corrupt. How prepared are you from the strong corruption system? Aren't you worried that it will turn against you? It's coming out?
No, it's okay, but I was just talking that the colors are coming out now.
Sure. There is an issue of understaffing. Beginning from if you look at the office of the internal auditors of districts, most of these districts have gotten 2 people, employees, the secretary and the internal auditor himself. There is totally no staff. Then there is the issue of the district land boards. That's another center of corruption. Mr. Minister, they have sold most of the district properties, have been sold off by these district land boards. We have an area, a district of Masaka, Jinja, Tororo, which had a lot of public land. Public lands have been sold off previously, and as the law provides, you're supposed to give leases. But they have turned leases into customary ownerships. Mr. Pierce, do you carry out these survey reports on public district land properties? And what have you done on the properties that have been sold off, turned leases into freeholds? Because once you turn a lease into a freehold, it means the property has left forever.
Thank you. This was the Vice Chair. And you are my good honorable members of the committee. We shall allow
your docket. Thank you very much also for the fight against corruption. I do sympathize with you a lot and with all of us because it's a very complex matter. But quickly, I'm interested in knowing how you intend to move, although I thought you made a cursory mention of something around that, but it didn't come out very clearly. How you intend to move from apprehending individual officials to fixing the systems that enable corruptions in local government in the first place. Are we going to wait for things to happen and then the minister and his team go all over the country running around to treat the disease? How about we do it before it ends, before it even begins? That is one. Then quickly, Chair, the issue of apprehending suspects. What process are you following to ensure that allegations are supported by evidence and that the rights of the accused are respected? I know that I appreciate that you mentioned that you go along with the CID and somebody from the DPP's office, I think, and then from the President's office as well, the anti-corruption. But I think that there are probably other stakeholders, other functionaries that are statutorily supposed to be part and parcel of that kind of arrangement of anti-corruption work. The coordination amongst you and how wide you're casting that net to ensure that everything is taken note of.
Thank you,
Chair.
That line up to Honorable from Nakasongola.
Peter Pex, once again, is my name, Member of Parliament. Well, you'll get your time. Honorable Minister, I want to...
Wonderful.
Yes.
So stop teasing my honorable member. Rastaman.
Rastaman. Honorable Minister, you have just said that you moved together with a number of other stakeholders. And I agree with the PS, says there are many stakeholders in the governance structure. And therefore, when we see you arrest the cow, we expect that the auditor should have identified this problem before you reach there. And therefore, we would see where you are arresting an engineer, a cow, the auditor must be part of those arrested. Because they are the ones who should be the first eye of this committee. Most of the reports we receive are from Auditor General. And yet these guys on ground are not bothered about what is going on ground. Besides that, you have just said that you move with a number of stakeholders. Another stakeholder in the district that must be giving us information in advance is the DISO. Last week we were doing a committee on presidential affairs. We actually confirmed that GISOs are colluding with the parish development committees on restocking. So some of these people should be also checked by other sister agencies. Other than just hitting the cows alone. Just like the PS said, he's not alone. There are many stakeholders. Even the other stakeholders must be checked. We want to see a DISO being arrested. We want to see auditor being arrested. The cow being arrested, the engineer. The other issue, Honorable Minister, is as we identify these gaps, we should be giving solutions. I come from Kabong. Kabong has only 2 government schools, secondary schools, out of 19 sub-counties. And these schools are supposed to be day, but the teachers stand them to be boarding. Now, because of lack of schools in Kabong, many other students from so many other sub-counties move 60, 70 kilometers to access those 2 schools. And they have been made to pay a lot of money. I know tomorrow when you come to Kabong, they will tell you, we are paying, it's a UP school, we are paying 400,000. What do you expect parents to do? To keep their parents at home? But to pay this little money to go to those schools. So their issue is, we also need to check on other sectors that must perform. Education must have services accessible to these students, so that the schools are day, and therefore no one should be able to pay a day school. But this is a boarding school. Now, the other one staffs in the facility by 11 a.m. I went there and I found the gate was locked. The staffs had worked overnight. There were very few. They're supposed to be 18. But
you apologize?
Let's also look at increasing the staffing levels. Government must also wake up. As we arrest those who commit.
Please, the idea has been captured. Thank you.
I'll only give you 80% and above, possibly. And thank you so much. Let alone the few gaps here and there, which we must correct as we go along. To the point, 1, the arrogance of our civil service can only be referred to a book I read in O-level while doing literature. And it is by Gogo, called The Government Inspector. I wish to say, all of you read it and you will see the rot we have, by the way, in this country. People doing things with impunity. They don't care. They don't care at all. Madam Chair, Honorable Balam was in Magare, ACS, and it is me who blocked him.
The question is.
Yeah, let me give this background first, you know.
Sure.
As an old man.
Honorable.
I know. Just within 2 minutes, I will have finished. Honorable Balam, that you are on LC 5 when you demanded from me to give evidence over 1, 2, 3 things. He came to blows with me if your security was not there. But he did not end there. He waylaid me at my vehicle. Those are the dangers we have. Now, very lastly.
Did you report to police?
Yeah,
you should.
I have
Okay.
done that. I have done that.
Lastly,
even Jesus, at least his underpant was left. Otherwise, the Rasaman would have dangled in the streets of Jerusalem, and that would have been bad. So the mode of arrest as well, you know, these are officers, you know, they cannot run away. Friends have talked about it, but let it be with integrity. Somehow arrest them, fine, but not in the manner. That's what the advice I would get. Very, very lastly, my OB is my younger than me slightly. My OB Kumumanya, he has interdicted people, including in my district now 6. How to implement? Some of them are in the office. You instructed 6 to be interdicted. Are you aware that some are in office still? With interdiction, but in the office. Check with Mr. Dekao Lomongin. I think this one is an eyesore. I just don't know where you got him from and gave him to us. He's an eyesore, by the way.
Honorable,
right.
now.
I want to submit and also apologize that I have another committee, Madam Chair.
No, we are not letting you to go.
Yeah.
You can.
Firing. When does Office of the President or State House also give accountability? In Nakasongola, we have had 2 factories that have exposed untreated waste to the wetlands. Several times when the district environment committees have risen such issues, the people owning the factories only say one word: ask State House. Our climate, our natural resources have been depleted, severely affected, but every time when we need questions, they tell us, go to State House. Honorable Minister, you have showed deep-rooted disappointment with how several sectors of government have failed to do their work. We also want to know if State House has failed to do its work. Thank you very much.
Yes,
The report of the Auditor General's report would be...
I think that is our question.
Yes, okay. Let me move ahead.
I will answer you.
It is also alleged, PS, that the guys in the local government are corrupt because they work with the people at the center. So how much accountability do you, Mr. PS, and the team here have? Because that is why even others are talking about setting a select committee or an investigation at the higher level. So that is the allegation which is going on in the public.
Thank you.
And the last one, the policy reforms that we have talked about, PS, we need to have it that cures what is happening at the local government at the center. This is what we call the government standing orders, Madam Chair, is not working. We need these reforms as fast as yesterday. I thank you.
Welcome. Honorable.
Country, with his colleague, the Minister of State for Government, Honorable Justine. Honorable Chair, I have 1, 2 to 3 issues to put across. 1, before we came for this meeting, we had other discussion where the concern of the local government public account committee reports have never been put forward for the committee. And I've been wondering what should have gone that we as a committee have not been able, or the committee has not been able to handle those reports. And this goes back again to the functionality of the local government council committees in the district, where recommendations and whatever they agree is never implemented. And again, the second one is I go to the responsibility of the local government ministry as well as being to do support supervision. And I come from one of the new districts in this country, that's Karina district, where in the past 5 years, you would find many of the health departments were acting illegally qualified staff. And I do not know whether the role of the ministry is only just to go and do the inspection and generate recommendations, and there's nobody who enforces recommendations on how to fix those problems.
Thank you.
Tell us, how has he been acting towards the corrupt people down there in the districts before Honorable Balam and Nameere came on the board? Would I be wrong if I say that he has been spearheading the corruption in the districts? Because, for example, in my district, even where I come from, we have a cow who retired a long time ago and have been renewing his contracts year in, year out for more than 3 times in a row. Can we say that there are no capable people out there that can come and occupy these offices and do better jobs? Why are they renewing someone's contract year in, year out, yet the road is in there? Mr. Balam and team, I would like you also to check on the people that award districts for best performance. Ever since like 5 years back, my district has never gone beyond the 3rd position in performing better, but when you go on ground, you can hardly see what they have done. And this business of also saying that politicians are not embroiled in corruption, yet they are the overseers, it should also be tackled. And LC5 shouldn't come and say, me, I'm clean, when you are seeing your cow, when you are seeing the person in charge of jobs being sold in a district, is here seated just folding legs.
Thank you.
You should stop at this. Thank you so much.
Mr. Cow, you transfer the cows, the town clerk, even after 3 years, something like that. How come that the Honorable was talking about a person who is even in acting capacity by having his contract renewed every other time? Not that you answer it.
Today, Honorable Balam, for what you're doing. Now, to the PS. I remember we sat with you in a meeting at your OPM for restocking. Please, out of the 80 billion that government gave, more than 40 billion has been stolen. In my constituency, out of 14 parishes, only 1 parish chief could survive arrest. That means 13 parish chiefs stole money from the stocking. In my constituency, out of 3 sub-counties, all the sub-county chiefs stole money. All the issues stole money.
Where did you get that?
Actually, in my constituency, I'm doing what Balam is doing. I'm really done. We have already started recovering. I'm just alerting him that things are beyond. Now, to Honorable Balam, I will request that let us now aim at recovering money. Because this corruption, you can arrest everyone and leave no one. So let me to refund the money. Let us recover the money. In my areas, I'm telling you, over 60 million has been recovered for the restocking. And more happy.
For how many billion is lost?
Over 40 billion, I can tell
You
you.
have recovered the 60 million.
That is in my small area. But what you must know is that Honorable Pence gave an example of a town clerk who be confided and refunded the money. Because how many people are you going to arrest and jail? Let us aim at recovering money and jailing can come. Because jailing is costly. Prosecution is costly. Keeping them in jail is costly.
I recovered money from a town clerk, 57 million from Sorting City Division 1.
Is then we go for his estate.
Chair, as I conclude.
General now, pass over the microphone.
It comes to your office. In 2024, I got accountability of roads that they claimed had been constructed and never constructed. Please, we want to see that an item in that area. Thank you.
Allow me also add my voice to thank the 2 ministers. Honorable Chair, when we next talk about corruption, we all bleed. And the rate of bleeding, I think, it's the same. Now, for us where I come from, battles are fought in the field, not the score somebody excels in the classroom. And also, I was told in the engineering class that engineering is done on the side, not the scores you get in engineering mathematics in the classroom. So, Honorable Balam and Honorable Nameere, who rate you so highly. Now, Honorable Chair, I have one question. There were two, but one has been asked. It is about the schools. Honorable Minister, you handled one scenario. Here we have two scenarios, but scenario one you have handled. And this scenario one is where our people exaggerated number of roles of students in order to attract capitation. You find a school with the actual students of 800, but what is sent to the center maybe 1,600. Why? They want to embezzle. But when you turn this sheet the other way around, there are schools. For instance, I have a school of 1,600. The government pays capitation for 900. What should happen to the 700? Should they be chased home? They have been surviving, they have been studying because of the contribution from the parents. But they are saying, the policy says, no, don't pay. Where should the 700 go? And how are you going to fix that problem, Honorable Minister? Thank you.
That's a very pertinent question. Thank you. Waiting for you. But then mine goes to PS and the departments here. The commissioners are all here, and they are all representing the other committees that are the district. Don't they get reports? Don't you get reports of what's happening at the district? So why haven't we been seeing these alarms going on? Why do we wait for the minister to be the one running around when all departments are fully fledged and functioning? So what are those departments doing? Why haven't they come out with the reports that have been coming? Because these local governments are for the people of Muntu, the local person who is supposed to benefit. When we talk about PDM, when we talk about youth livelihood, when we talk about the money that is on the ground, why isn't it reaching the people and why aren't we having a report? I'm so lucky that I've seen the madam in charge of PDM. If you can come to our districts, a lot of issues that are concerning PDM. This is money for the local person. And if you find that you're not having the reports, I have reports concerning PDM in Shema. People are crying out. So why can't we raise all these issues? That is number one. What are the departments doing? Number two, we have local councils. And when I was doing research, they do not know when they were last inducted or trained. They are brought into office, and they take a term, another term follows. When there is no induction, maybe I want to understand, isn't there money for our people, local councils, to be inducted? Even us who are inducted as members of parliament. So what will they do if you're saying they are corrupt, but they have not even told what to do? Can we have these monies used to what they are supposed to be used for? Kindly I ask. Thank you very much. Yes. Shadow Minister.
For the record, Patrick Okelo is my name. I represent the people of Aswa County in Gulu District. As indicated, I'm also the Shadow Minister for Local Government. I think my spirit fell on these two people. And they are doing exactly what we have been crying for. I want to thank you though for the effort you're putting. But I have two concerns that you need to address without changing what you're doing. One, the issue of whistleblowers. I think the Honorable Balam and the Honorable Nameere can confirm. People are very much willing to give you the information. And they have it. I think the Honorable Rastafarian was almost manhandled because of the whistleblowing. If at this level, that is what can happen, what about the people who are leaving behind after the visits? So I think we need to be technical and find a way. Because when you pass by one of the health centers, it was rated as one of the best in 12 where you went. And you saw what happened. Up to now, the ambulance which is supposed to be there stays in town. The arrogance that these people have. It is very sad. So I think you need to find a way and guard against those who will be volunteering information.
Thank you.
That's not, I still have what, Madam Chair.
Yes, wind up, please.
Yes, as I wind up. Two is on the issue, let me go to the PS, and maybe the rest of my gentlemen and women who have come to accompany him. I'm so surprised that the way we are talking is as if we didn't know that these things were happening. When some of us who have come to this parliament for the first time were down there in the community, we knew about this faking of the list of the pupils in school. We knew about all this that was happening, these ghost projects. But I'm so surprised and I feel so sad when I have very competent people, I presume, like you, to help our people account for the monies that we have there. Did we just know today that there are schools which are government PTA schools and people were paying money? Are we just knowing today? What have we done about that, my people? If you go to my constituency, it's one of the poorest in the country. And parents are being asked to pay. It's so sad. And we have you people. We have you people here. I think you get your salaries every month. It's very sad.
Thank you. Honorable was, I think we shall, let's move quickly. My sister seems to be personal.
Thank you, Chair. Mwesko Mathias Wambu is my name, MP Ruangwa District. I want to move straight to the PS. I've had a chance of working with the local government, the same chair. The masterminders of corruption at the district are the heads of department. Why can't we have the heads of department also transferable to break the corruption chain? Because you find the DHO is working with the engineer, is working with the procurement officer. They are the ones to look for the contractor. The engineer is the one to do BOQs. Now the DHO is the one to select which facility to work on. Why can't we have the heads of department? Since we pay them now, they revise their payments. Since we have them well paid, why can't we have them transferable so that we break this chain? That is one. Number two.
That is up to us here.
Please.
To change the policy.
So number two.
Don't transfer the corrupt entity.
Yes. Because it's transferring a punishment, really.
No, we need to break the chain. We need to break the chain. We need to break the corruption chain. Because it starts from one department, processed to another department, because they are all feeding from the same source. So if we have the RDCs, the cows transferable and so on, let's have heads of departments all transferable. Number two, the local government has a system they use to run all the transactions. When you go to local government, you only hear that I've uploaded the transaction in the system. You will not know the politician, the heads, the political heads. They cannot know what has been approved. They cannot know when the release is done. They cannot know basically what is going on. What is the problem in the heads of the political heads getting access to the system? We have all the people are educated. They are at least computer literate. Why can't we also, heads and political heads, we have secretaries of department. Why can't the secretary of social service get access to the department, to the system, and know so much has been released or so much has been uploaded to the system than here?
Constant is, while we can appreciate that their efforts are good, what mechanisms are they implementing, are they implanting to ensure that there is a continuity? Because tomorrow, their efforts will stop and the corruption, the failures, the inefficiencies will continue. Couldn't it be prudent that they address systematic issues instead of grandstanding, going around in the media, embarrassing people that may have not even committed these offenses. Because we also appreciate, my colleague said, talked of syndicated corruption. It is obvious that these cows are too powerful because they have God parents above. And we all know one God parent who is a permanent secretary. So I think that should be handled. Now, we have also had to ask questions that the ministers have gone around claiming to arrest, but we do not see anyone being produced in court. Yes. Can they maybe take a minute and explain, give us a narrative, a chronology of one officer that they arrested and the progress of the prosecution? Otherwise, we are disturbing the country, we are even wasting precious time, and we are becoming more corrupt. The minister is corrupt, all of us are corrupt, because instead of doing the right thing at the right time, we are doing the right thing at the wrong time. Thank you so much.
A very brave accusation against, and generally the feeling is that Mr. Permanent Secretary, you are not doing your job. We have 146 districts, 10 cities, 42 municipalities, 20 city divisions, 2,191 sub-counties, 10,717 parishes, 71 and 214,000 villages. We cannot say that. On top of that, the ministry and this committee also is charged with all institutions, tertiary institutions in the country, apart from universities, and then health centers, all hospitals at the district level, apart from referral hospitals, regional and referral hospitals only. So if you look at the mandate, you can't sanction a system that says that everywhere the minister must first go there. In my village, somebody has just stolen 25% of the money. The village chairman maybe misappropriates the 25% of the local revenue that is remitted back to the villages. We cannot say that the minister will go to all of those places. However, government has another system headed by you, the permanent secretary. From you, the PS, to the lowest civil servant at the parish, where we have the first interaction of a civil servant in Uganda is at the parish, where we have the parish chief. And that system is led by you people at the headquarters. If you let us down, you are the engine. If you let us down, however much we politicians, we shall go running around, we shall not be able to achieve anything. Already they are saying, people interdicted in the mind of the minister are already in office. But the PS has a system to those offices. And then, this temptation, I've been hearing people throwing it around, that the temptation that, when we take people to court, they are bailed out. But at least we should hear them being taken to court. We cannot discuss bail. It is a constitutional right. One time we shall require it for a colleague. All ourselves is when we shall know that a bail is a proper thing. Because the other time these people were in a massacre, they discovered that one of the people who was supposed to be arrested was an NRM candidate who was due for an election the next day. The minister said he released that one for a day so that he goes and he represents my party in the elections. That is how difficult some things can become. So we really have to depend on you, the civil service. Mr. PS, you have not addressed this committee about the issue of the ceiling. When we don't have people at the district always cite, when you ask, why don't we have these officers in office, they say, we have a ceiling. And then they have, we plan according to the wage bill. So address us about that issue of the ceiling. And then you have been in this ministry for over 10 years. Why is it that the reports from the Public Accounts Committee have not been coming to Parliament, so that Parliament now is discussing half the story? The framers of the law knew that we had to handle both reports from the Auditor General and reports from the District Public Accounts Committee. Why is it that these reports have not been coming? You should not forget about the people asked about those officers who serve in acting capacity for so.
Aimed at the PS as accounting officer. I want to start with Honorable Okwi Palisa. He started with his very good English. He said he hasn't seen people taken to court. That is not true. Summary, we have covered, as of the other day, we had covered 12 districts, but now the number of those districts have gone up. We have covered more districts. We have made over 8 arrests have been done by security. Accused person taken to court are 44. Cases files compiled are 24. Files in court are 9. Files with DPP are 5. Files under further investigation are 10. This is as of Mbarara, excluding West Nile, where another team is completing their files. We could have about 30 files from West Nile. So I've given you a copy. I don't know whether you are able to get a copy of this. Yeah, because you came late. I'm sorry, I'm not the chair. I would have told you came late. You didn't. But
Mr. Minister.
Yes.
What is the financial implication of these trips?
As I speak now, this is an inter-agency operation. Each agency has its budget. We are not funding organizations. A minister is provided with a car and is also given fuel. I'm an ex-official, so I'm supposed to move around the country as an ex-official, just like a soldier. I briefly mentioned about like public address system. When you find so huge crowds, that one the minister supports. There is no money. They don't have any money in your budget. I've provided that public address system. Nobody has
even donations have value attached to them.
No. It's you see, the most important thing is donation from. There could be a value.
We would know that, you see, the ministry at the end of the day there will be an accountability to be made and say we used so much money for public address system donated by
that one. We shall compute.
The minister.
That shall compute, but I'm not charging. There's no charge. I don't think you'll find a cost of public address system in when you are doing your park stories. Maybe getting a medal. That the way people got medals in COVID when we donated Porsche and all these other things and cars. So maybe I will get a medal for supporting government, a ministry which didn't have a budget to do oversight role, to do mobilization. I felt I would go and use the public address system like yours in the council hall, but I was compelled to go for Baraza. People come so many and they want to speak out. So I had no choice. The PS told me there is no budget. I said it is okay.
Mr. PS, you will address us on the budget of this.
Clerk, the.
And when we say that we have interacted with activities that total up to 9.32 billion, I hope we don't mean that this money has been recovered, but we say that what we have dug out is worth this much. Is it that thing?
This report is generated by corruption agents. The money will be more than that. Now, like for Bulambuli alone, what we need to do is to have the final forensic audit, which is being done, concluded, to know the actual loss. Because there are some roads where they would puncture with the maram. So now they are counting a road a meter by meter to see where they put maram and where they never put. So now another report will come out, and we shall share with you that report.
Okay. Mr. PS.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I would have asked the questions about PDM.
PS, before you come
There
in.
is a whole report by the Auditor General about PDM, and when you read it, I was reading it last night, and it is really saddening. See that, for example, they say in the sampled 108 local governments, they found out that 2,336 project households received in a 328 beneficial households did not procure planned items, that 109 beneficiaries had non-existent projects, that 619 beneficiaries had implemented ineligible projects. So that is just a little bit of it. So when you read the whole report about PDM, you find that it is as if we are implementing something that is being eaten away by corruption and, maladministration, poor supervision, failure to implement the guidelines. So, Mr. PS, all this is on your table. When we go to the ground and raise all these against one engineer, we interdict him. We leave him in the hands of police. Now we are raising all this against you. Can you address the committee?
Through the is being discussed now is a huge subject, corruption. And corruption has been talked about more than acted on. And the laws are in place for very many agencies who are out there actually to handle corruption. So it's a challenge. So I think first and foremost, going forward, we should just be happy that Honorable Balam and Honorable Nameere came. And they said, orders aside, we are moving in. And I think all of us are now following to support that direction. Because what the minister was doing, they would wait for reports. We have so many reports which come about corruption in local governments, but they were not touching these things. Our job, Honorable Minister and Honorable Chair and members, was to build systems for service delivery. But of course, this is a new awakening, that to build systems for service delivery and then people abuse them, we should go in. Otherwise, the laws are very clear. For example, I think one of the areas where the law was very clear but has not been functioning is the political leadership in the district. Section 1312 says the chairperson shall follow all the laws. Have they followed the laws? But we don't have any check and balances on them. You have heard the honorable meaning that the chairperson of the district was the one now antagonizing the people's cry. For example, in Nameere district, who was stopping somebody who was interdicted from leaving office? A district chairperson. But we got information from a councillor and we moved in. When I hear another problem, people, I don't know why, have not been talking about these problems. And that's why the barazas by the minister have become very popular. He has actually offered an opportunity for people.
But we have always had this window of barazas. And
one, log packs, we got a challenge. In 21-26, we asked for funds for induction, where you would induct local governments with all statutory bodies and civil servants in one forum, as a fresh dose of the do's and don'ts. We didn't get the money. We made a lot of cry. We presented. I remember I used to present that if Parliament would be inducted in Royal and Cabinet in Kororo, why did they refuse to give us money? I want to report that because of that cry, now we have been given money for induction, which we shall carry in the country at every district and sub-county level across the country. And we talk about the laws, the do's, the don'ts, and the sanctions available. That was one challenge. The second issue about the ceiling. We don't determine the ceiling. As you mentioned, the chair, the committee can help us. The Minister of Finance and Public Service determines the ceiling for the wage. And we have been making a cry, and the only breakthrough we have made, we were able to secure money for all the heads of departments, which was not there 4 years ago. So that at least when you have a head, then you can move down. The other issues, I mentioned that we asked for funds for a reform. We had seen that there are a lot of weaknesses. We didn't get the resources. The idea was that we table to the country that we put a system which was self-governing. These local governments were not supposed to be governed by the ministry. The ministry was supposed to mobilize, support, take it there. Check if there are excesses. deal with them. But they were self-governing with the executive committee, council committees, the chairman is a political head. So we are not supposed to be part of the governance. It's unfortunate. That's what the reform and the law was doing. But I think we have all come to the core. Let's restructure, let's reform to deal with these issues. So what failed was because these people were given power and responsibilities, and they were not able to turn them into checking corruption, which is a very huge animal, which is a big problem. So our hope is in the reform and in the amendment of the law to be able to deal with these issues. Honorable Chair, operationally, there are many things we have been doing. Like, first and foremost, on issues of transferring people. Our view was that transferring people is not a solution. Your contract with a medical officer in your district is for him or her to work, and if he cannot work, he goes. That's why they had brought a service commission at the district level. So what failed is that the service commission now did not do that. So maybe we look for a solution who can take them on and remove them immediately without having to transfer them. Because transferring, you are transferring a problem. So that was our thinking, but we can be supported in the reform. For cows, we have been because of conflicts, which are from the lack of induction. Conflicts, people are fighting. You cannot have a service delivery when you are fighting in a local government. And I wish to report that there are only 7 cows who have been in the district for 3 years and above. But this was meant not of transferring a problem. That's why 7 of them have been interdicted. It has been when there is a conflict, which is human. You move, you separate. You cannot allow people fighting and quarreling and you leave them. That's what has been happening. But I would mention that with induction, the do's and don'ts, the laws before we even amend, the conflicts will be dealt with when we carry out our induction. The issue of standing orders, they were hiding under them. Now when the ministers went to the field, haven't we interdicted them and dealt with them? The unfortunate part, no one was giving us the information. And the way you've seen how corruption has thrived with all these agencies, it's because it's indicated and it's a big problem.
In the ministry, there is no component of supervision. Because you are saying now that the minister has gone there, we have known. So before there's no component of supervision under your docket.
Honorable Chair, it's there, honorable members, but the tackling of this animal corruption, that one, and we are all happy about this because it's like those we thought would do it did not do it. And we are waiting for them. But now the minister said no, enough is enough. For us, we are responding to the people's call. But otherwise, we have been building systems.
What should we do to those who are supposed to do it, who did not do it?
But those are outside my it's those ones. So after you have gone for them,
I go for them for not citing them out as defaulters.
A supplementary.
No, because you would have cited them out as defaulters. That's your job. I'm not saying that you go at the district and manufacture the report.
Share some rejoinder.
Yes, please.
Just to the PS. I just want to...
Members, operationally, the chairperson supervises the district. But should there be a problem that comes from there? Because as I mentioned,
it is like this. The chairperson is supervised by the minister as a politician, and he supervises the cows. But even as the minister...
Members, I said these were self-governing entities. So our coming in would be, are things moving? And that's what I'm saying. The chairperson as a political head of the district.
Information.
Supervises.
Information,
give me
Madam
a chance,
Chair.
Honorable Chair, protect me to clarify it because this is a system issue.
Let him not take the information. First of all, finish up.
Yes. Honorable Chair and members, so that if the cow is not performing what is in the law and then the chairperson reports the cow. And then I come in. Because if you are always self-governing...
Now let the honorable...
You cannot go in now to be against... Became dysfunctional. We went at training them. We looked for the allowances. Now the minister is going to submit 130 reports, which we have been getting because of the injection we made in that period of 2024-25. But because of that dysfunctionality, it is true, nothing was happening. So, but that one, we are going to submit the reports and the committee will be able to look at them. Now, very quickly, as I said, when we do the reform, Of course, like you said, Chair, we will sit down and give responses to these issues. We can be able to explain to them, but the reforms will help us. The good system that we thought would work, the people that were given the power and responsibilities did not do anything with it. So we will come for your views and you guide us how much you want us to put in on the level of accountability so that we can be able to deal with these issues. But we came to reality when we said fund us to reform the system. It was unfortunate we were not heard. When we said let's induct people and tell them the do's and don'ts, it did not happen. So sometimes structurally, you can have problems that are beyond your control. But we are happy that now we are moving. For example, you asked the question about the budget. We have a budget for travel inland, and we have a budget for supervision of government projects. So those budgets are in appropriation, and they are supporting the current movements.
Talk about the sums.
I don't have the figures in the
No, Mr. PS. Don't be. You must be generous with information. Why do you deny my members information?
No, see, let me
what is difficult to say that the minister moves with so many people and so many technical staff?
You had allowed us to respond in writing, because there are very many questions. I beg to go and put together this information and submit it to your office, Chair.
I will allow you to put the information together, only that you'll have to now to tell me bits of it, so that I allow you to go and put it together.
But it's literally travel inland, it's fuel and allowances. That's what we are funding.
About how much?
Honorable Chair, I need to know the numbers, because, for example, the minister, there are drivers, there are, of course, escorts. But let's put together, I beg to put together the information and I will bring it to you, and then we can discuss it.
How difficult it is to talk about money.
To do mathematics in my head now, to that micro detail.
The mathematics is like this. Like for me, when I travel with my members, each one
175, a driver is 55, a security person is 90, an officer at the rank of U4 is 110, at the rank of U3 is 120, at the rank of U2 is 130, at head of department is 140,000. So the figures are known. What I talked about was computing it, that if there is one trip, how many are each of these ranks who are on this trip? Yes. But the figures are known, Madam Chair and Honorable.
So, but please, you have these things on the, because
there were other issues about if anybody has been interdicted and is in office and we just information, we can act summary on that one. It's within our purview. There was the issue about land. Land, we issued an instrument in 2020 that no one should encumber land. So any land encumbered after 20th August 2020 is an illegality. And anybody who runs on it would be free to use the laws to make sure that we get these people. We gave an instrument guiding, asking people. We have given an order that for any advert of any job in a local government, there must be a statement that there is no money which should be paid and that anybody asked for money should report. And I want to inform this committee that since we issued that one, on each advert, we were able to get information on Mukono, on Mitoma, on Chitagwenda, on PG, and many people were arrested about misuse and abuse of recruitment process. So we have been issuing a number of instruments. For example, we issued another instrument about any extortion or diversion of PDM money and said everybody who is caught up, like the figures you were mentioning, should not only be prosecuted but be removed from office. So in other words, anyone who doesn't act, there is already a ministerial instrument on a number of those issues, and I can always avail a copy to show that we have been on it, but the failure has been at implementation. But we are happy that now we have crossed the line. We don't have to wait for anybody to implement. With the leadership of the ministers, we will go and make sure that we do the implementation ourselves as we prepare to reform the laws and reform the systems to address the concerns raised by members. You say is that we are using the existing system, that as long as somebody has not been charged in court, we don't...
There are two problems here. Renewing a contract of someone who has retired more than once. Two, that you are not even transferring him.
Chair, 7 who have been in places for more than 3 years, and we were basing on what.
Tell the minister that
what the member was saying, assessment was showing that some of those are stable performing districts. But now reality has come out.
Stable?
So Uganda, I'm saying Uganda is one of those. Right?
What is that? Let's go slow. What is that? You said that it is a minute. You said that you are not transferring them because those were stable districts. Do we have such a category of?
No, stable just on two factors. No conflicts, and the assessment results were putting them high. If somebody is delivering, you cannot remove your best player just for that. But now, what is coming up is the assessment has been challenged.
Okay.
As a variable.
Chair.
And then let me just mention one on the contract.
Just listen. Those men should leave. Advertise the jobs, get young people, or get competent people to do the job. Well, how come when General Kiding clocks 65, he's a very nice man, he's told to retire? And however good General Katumba is, they are retiring. All these good generals are retiring next week. So let us not change the law for a few. The same districts which performs as number 3, the MP has told you it is pathetic, it's rotten. So they know how to play their games. With Auditor General, with IGG, they know how to play. So let them go.
What I can say which confirms the minister's statement is that the issue of contracts, post-retirement contracts, has been removed.
No, your minister is only telling you to do the right thing.
You have to act.
No, Mr. PS,
I'm agreeing,
listen. You get over those 7 cows. You have not been transferring them, and you have created a category of saying that if a district is stable and well performing, we don't. Yet the policy is that ever after a certain period, the cow must move, because transfer is not a punishment. It's just a method, a policy that was brought to break the chain so that somebody could not make a place his home. So now you have created a certain category of cows who are not transferable because they are reported, the districts are reported to be stable. Now you must account for that. The minister was being kind to you by saying rectify it, but for me, I'm saying that you ought to give an explanation. And when you bring your written explanation to the committee, this committee will make a resolution on that matter. Go ahead.
Chair,
fix the occupy and how stable they are, and why you have not been transferring them, and how you determine the stability. Please, in the submission you bring here, 7 days, we are giving you 7 days to do that.
Chair, also there's this additional information here.
Cows are accounting officers, and accounting officers are answerable to Parliament. Do you know that each one of them will write a letter to me here that I'm the accounting office of such and such a district, because we appropriate money directed to them. So this committee is responsible for their service. If they are doing well, so be it. But if they are not doing well, we are supposed to inquire into that matter. Kindly, us who are not transferable because of their excellent performance and how you came up with such a policy, and then those who have been
Honorable Chair and member, just to allow me to make a clarification, because if I am put on record without that clarification, it's for posterity. The cow was formerly given a post-retirement contract, and the decision to stop contract found him with a running contract, so the contract is ending, and he's only one, just one out of 145.
Please,
35.
You write.
I will write.
Put it in
yes,
in your explanation. Attach the relevant documents and allow us to study the matter.
So I want a clarification. The other one, I'm sorry, I take the advice. Me, I thought 7 out of 135 is good performance, but it has turned out that even that one is crucifying the 7, because
many people are in district. 70 districts. How many Ugandans are those?
But I will submit an explanation, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, just to, you see, we need to be frank in this meeting. We are building a good local government. I asked the PS when I came that the cow of Isingiro has been in the district for 12 years. She knows how to bribe number one position as best performing. When I went to Isinjiro, Usmid project, the road 5.7 billion, the road was mismanaged. As I speak now, Minister of Works engineer and the forensic, they are doing forensic audit for the project, and so many other things where she has been involved. Now I told the PS, you remember what I told you? These people whom you think they are clean, they could be the worst. So you keeping someone in 12 years in one position is a risk. So we should not allow our cows to be in a district for over 3 years, because they go in the same sauna, the same poco joint, the same Uber with these people of the district who are on the local, who are appointed by local government, by the district service commission.
And they bully our politicians.
They bully the politicians.
How many chairmen have I seen? You'll also leave me here.
No, they do it. You see, Honorable Taiwa, the Right Honorable, it can be on record. Those people, the technical people of the district, he keeps complaining about them, then they say, but he's always busy, we shall work on the ground. We shall work on the ground.
If people can bully,
if you bully a speaker,
whole speak of parliament.
You see, they started a school, a primary school, in his constituency. A primary school without students, getting books, getting capitation grant, and they have teachers. In that district called Mitoma.
Kilaka, you cited that district of the well-performing cow for our visit in
bonding, but I also need to thank each one of you, the honorable colleagues, MPs, and the committee, and the chairperson and the vice chairperson, for your big contribution. PDM is a very big issue. The other day, the president told me to go to Pakwach. Good enough, the racket of Pakwach, we have identified them, and they are hunting for them. 4 arrested. I went to Maracha on a complaint by a member of parliament of Maracha, Honorable Uhuru. Those ones we have arrested, 10 of them. You see, they had in Pakwach, there is a coordinator who collects 2.5 million from every circle, and he says this is to manage the upper section. The upper section is where? At the district. I don't think at the ministry. So that man is called the Babangina. So he's on the run. But we have got his phone and we shall get him. So PDM is Shema. I'm coming to Shema. I'm coming to Shenyi. I will go to Amuria. Amuria, you raised the issue of roads. There are some roads contracts made in Kampala. I've notified the minister of the different ministries like agriculture who are making roads. They should involve us, and our engineers should supervise. Otherwise, they should not put the blame on a local government where contracts are signed in Kampala. Implementation is done in the district. In one of the irrigation dam in Isinjiro, which has a pump which doesn't work, made by Nexus Green, the person was given a contract in Kampala, went to implement in the village to supply irrigation water to 3 villages. It is supplying to 1 farm. So when I asked the district people who supervised this, when that contractor came from Kampala, they could not share. They could not share their drawings. I went to Masaka district. In her district, I found a city school under construction. Contract was signed by Minister of Education in Kampala. I asked them, show me where is the pitch, where is this? But these are 2.83 billion shilling projects. So the mistakes that have been in local government, we shall fix them. We shall fix them as a team. Then, regarding the LC1 election, Honorable Nameere, closely with all members of parliament, district leadership, with the commissioner, Susan, she will handle the training, induction of all chairpersons, councillors. That is now her department. Let her do it. Because once we have smart local leaders, monitoring becomes easier. We unblock, let the leaders know they are right. They have a right to information of how much they are spending and what they are meant to spend. Then I will maybe give a chance to the Minister of State to say a word.
Before, through you, Chair,
under a different ministry, please. Let's allow.
Today, Right Honorable Taiba said that we have a whole house. I prefer you raise it up, and the Minister of Presidents should provide an answer where there is corruption and their work is. You know, the committee members and the journalists, we have a very, very big nation, so many departments. We need a minister to remain in parliament. Their matters are raising every day in parliament. We need now, you have those files, 5,000, which have never been presented to parliament. That should be done. We need, she's a member of parliament. And then also driving, cutting costs, having 2 teams heading to Maracha, 2 ministers, 2 convoys. I think that is the taxpayers' waste. We need to have also the cost implication of the trip of 2 ministers on the same journey. And then the first month was more of orientation to my sister, who has just become a minister. So I wanted to orient her, and now she can do these other roles. And now she's going to handle LOC1, councillors, LOC5 induction. I want to thank Parliament for appropriating 12 billion shilling towards that. So let her handle that, because we need to have a system, not only monitoring what is happening, but also training people who should monitor when we are not there.
Exactly, like we are also planning to do this here because of the
members of the committee. My senior minister, Honorable Balam, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to say something. First of all, I don't want to be the devil's advocate here, but Madam Chair, I want to, as somebody that has also been on ground and been observant, in the spirit of decentralization, we have to ask ourselves a very serious question. What was the intention of local governments? Why did the makers of the laws of local governments get up and come up with decentralization policies? Honestly speaking, we might blame a PS, we might blame a minister, we may even blame a president. But in decentralization, people naturally or policy-wise are not even supposed to be micromanaged. In fact, he risks a lot in terms of laws if he directly micromanages. People are supposed to be on ground and do the right thing. And Madam Chair, I need to inform you that they have just refused to do the right thing. It's not because maybe there's a former bad minister, a former bad people have refused to do what they're supposed to do. And that's why sometimes we are inclined to use bulldozing methods that are very unfortunate, but somehow it looks like they're the ones that are working. You get to an area, there are 6 transformers that are down for 3 months, for 2 months, for 6 weeks. People are crying, merchandise is perished all over the shops. You tell without listening, because for me many times I'm being accused to, she didn't listen to the explanation. What explanation? So you just tell the person in charge of UEDCL that, you know what, by Monday end of business, I want those transformers up. As they're explaining, you're like, no, I don't want to hear it. And magically, Monday before end of business, the transformers are up. So why don't people want to do what they're supposed to do without bulldozing? It is something that we need to ask ourselves. It's a reality that we need to together check ourselves as this country. On the issue of PDM, Madam Chair, we are sitting on a time bomb of a leakage of a leakage that our great-grandchildren are going to pay for handsomely. PDM is now the biggest last-mile program of government. In terms of what you would call last mile, what gets to the last person. PDM is the biggest program, not hospitals, not anything. It is PDM. Trillions of money are going to PDM, but this money is being stolen. Honorable Minister has given me a chance, and I will use this chance, Madam Chair, to request that in your recommendations as a committee, let Parliament find, I know we are busy, the ministries are busy, the MPs are busy, but if Parliament could give us a chance of, say, 2 to 3 weeks, all members of Parliament to go to the ground, no trips abroad, no minister going anywhere, no nothing, no functions in those 3 weeks. We all sit in our constituencies and monitor PDM.
Clear a month back to the people.
Thank you so much.
That is what you are suggesting.
Yes, Madam Chair.
The clerk has
Please,
captured it.
I would kindly suggest that as a number one this year, not next year, not any year, but somewhere in this year. Lastly, I want to thank the minister. He has been very practical in terms of helping me catch up. The areas are so many, but it is very important to note, Madam Chair, that Article 131, I think, or 113 and 117, that provide for special directives from His Excellency the President. Sometimes we need to go to given districts because of given directives by the President. For example, the senior minister had already mapped out his route for the past week, but then in the NRM caucus, a number of members of parliament reported serious crises in their areas, and the President redirected us that no, go to Pakwachi, go to Moyo, go to Maracha, go to Bodaka. So in some instances where it is a special directive from the President, even with my roles, I will have to find myself in the field, and most times away from the senior minister, because he mentioned it. Like he mentioned, these districts are so many. The problems are too many. People are bleeding. Lastly, Madam Chair, members of Parliament, I'm begging you, we could use Bodaka as a case study where I was, Madam Chair. All the MPs are new. But I liked what one of the locals said in our visits, that they said it in their local language, but I could translate it in Luganda, that banange tetubadde naba MP. When they realized the cocktail of issues and how far removed and remote their MPs had been from the reality of the area, it actually challenged the new MPs, and they said, okay, now we also understand as MPs that we have had an oversight gap. Members of Parliament, it's good this is the accountability committee. Hold all of us accountable in terms of sending us back home to do oversight. People are stealing money. Madam Chair, in Namagunga here, the sisters, the good nuns, have built a very good structure at 900 million. 3 stories, very robust BOQs, built in record time. The same 900 million in Budaka has only done a slab and like 4 poles. So MPs, please take charge. There is also an oversight gap on our side. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I found in Iganga, and
it's not only the minister donating the sound system, so it shouldn't be questioned, because even some members of Parliament, for example, where I have been going without him, some MPs, I thank them, they have been donating free sound system, so it shouldn't be something looked at suspiciously.
Politicians never give 3 things. Next time you know that they're expensive. Kindly,
thank you, Madam Chair.
procure equipments for use. But it is high time we get to procure this service, because I know what it means when politicians of the 3 things are very expensive. Maybe
Madam Chair,
State
one
Minister
one that came from the that maybe us in the political wing, the people in charge of making reforms. This came from IGG, even police. They said maybe think about putting the district service commissions, or the people in charge of giving people jobs at districts, at regional or sub-regional levels. Because, Madam Chair, that type of rot, you have young girls who went to those districts with degrees and left with HIV. Somebody has slept on them for a job. She has not got the job. She has paid money, but left with HIV instead. People are going through so much because of district service commissions. Families have sold land and jobs have not been gotten. Thank you, Madam Chair.
But you see,
I find young people drinking at 7 a.m., at 8 a.m. This has led, 1, to laziness, 2, to increasing crime rate. So I've written a copy in pigeonhole of each member of parliament, and I've sent to the districts to start or to make ordinances or bylaws to implement in respective districts on what time they want their people to drink. I felt it is important that people participate in productivity in the morning, then in the afternoon they have lunch, they go and drink. On the weekend, they can drink as much as they want. I don't have a problem with that. I thank you.
Now, Mr. Minister, you are talking.
Thank you very much.
When you say that the district should come up with ordinances.
ordinances, yes.
And the district to benchmark is Gulu because they already have that law.
Very good.
Gulu, Banti, Walaji, Obuvela, whatever, you can't take that mess there in Gulu. So they are good at, you can benchmark them, but you can still also bring a law here in Parliament.
The law that was brought, I remember, in 2023.
Attempted it, I failed because I was a private member. Salo Penda attempted it, she failed because she was a private member. It's high time you people in the government bring a law, full law on alcohol, once and for all.
I've shared it and I'm doing consultation. The law, the policy or the law to be presented will be based on consultation. I met a cabinet of Malwa drinkers in Chiriandong on my way over the weekend. They gave their views. I think you have seen their views. So I'll continue consulting the stakeholders.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Mr. Minister, thank you. Let's